You step outside one calm morning, ready to water your plants or enjoy a cup of coffee. The sun is rising, birds are chirping, everything feels peaceful. Then something moves near your feet. At first you think it's a leaf, but then you see it. Thin, smooth, gliding silently across the soil. A snake. Your heart races as the once tranquil garden suddenly feels full of hidden dangers. But here's the shocking truth. In most cases, the snake didn't wander in. Your plants invited it. Certain plants create the perfect environment for snakes. Shade, moisture, cover, and even food by attracting rodents and insects. Your garden can unintentionally become a buffet. Today I'm sharing 7 plants you should never grow if you want to keep snakes away. This isn't about fear, it's smart gardening. Understand why snakes love these plants, and you can prevent problems before they start. Let's dive in. 1. Tall ornamentals and decorative grasses. Tall ornamental grasses might seem like the perfect landscaping choice. Elegant, flowing in the wind, softening the edges of your yard, and adding that beautiful natural movement gardeners love. But while you see beauty, snakes see something completely different. The ideal hiding system. These grasses don't just look full, they are full. They grow in thick columns with layers upon layers of overlapping blades that create a shaded maze beneath the surface. And this is exactly the environment snakes are designed to take advantage of. Let's look at some popular grasses people commonly plant. Pampas grass. Giant, dense, and nearly impossible to see through fountain grass. Soft plumes on top, but tightly packed bases below maiden grass. Tall, arching blades that form deep shade switchgrass. Rigid grass that creates upright hiding tunnels. Miscanthus, ornamental, but extremely dense at the root zebra grass. Striped and beautiful, but thick as a wall. Every single one of these creates a hidden underworld that snakes use as tunnels and shelters. Why snakes love tall grasses? Cool, shaded pockets at the base. Even on hot days, the soil under tall grasses stays pleasantly cool. Snakes are cold-blooded and love temperature-stable spots, especially during intense summer heat. Moisture retention. Tall grasses trap dew and humidity under their blades. Snakes need moisture to prevent dehydration, so they gravitate toward these damp pockets. Complete concealment. The grass blades are so dense that a snake can move without ever being seen. Even large snakes disappear instantly. Rodent activity underneath mice, voles, and small animals tunnel under dense grasses. And where there are rodents, snakes will follow, every time. Safe movement corridors. From a snake's point of view, tall grasses act like covered highways, allowing them to move around your yard unseen and unharmed. A single clump of ornamental grass can easily hide multiple snakes at once. Many homeowners only discover them when trimming, dividing the plant, or noticing strange rustling from inside the clump. Safer alternatives. If you want a yard with visibility and fewer hiding spots, replace tall grasses with low-growing flowers, compact shrubs, well-spaced perennials, gravel beds, decorative stones, mulched areas with open sightlines. Anything that doesn't create thick ground-level shade is safer than large, dense grasses. 2. Low, dense shrubs. Shrubs like boxwood, privet, juniper, yew, and cotton easter may look tidy, formal, or beautifully structured, but snakes see them as secure living quarters with built-in climate control. To snakes, dense shrubs are not decorative. They are long-term shelters. Why dense shrubs attract snakes? Shade. Dense shrubs block large amounts of sunlight. Beneath them, the ground stays dark and protected, perfect for a hiding reptile. Humidity pockets moisture collects under thick foliage, especially after rain or watering. This creates cool, humid microzones snakes love. Stable temperatures. Shrubs act like insulation. They protect snakes from extreme heat and sudden temperature swings. Rodents hide there too. Small mammals take shelter under shrubs, building nests and burrows. Snakes follow their prey directly to these hiding spots. Insects thrive inside. Thick shrubs collect pests, beetles, slugs, worms, and other small insects. Another easy food source for snakes. Snakes typically hide under shrubs during the day and emerge at dusk or nighttime to hunt. Because shrubs block sunlight and airflow, snakes can remain hidden for hours without being disturbed. The real danger, dense shrubs create blind areas in your yard. You cannot see what's underneath, not even when standing just inches away. Gardeners often describe the same terrifying moment. They begin trimming or shaping their shrub. A branch shakes too hard, and suddenly a snake slips out from the darkness underneath. It's quick, silent, and extremely common. The thicker the shrub, the safer snakes feel. The safer they feel, the more likely they are to stay permanently. Safer alternatives. If you want plants that look beautiful but don't create snake shelters, choose lavender, airy, fragrant, and snake-repelling rosemary, open shape and strong smell. Salvia, tall stems with plenty of visibility. Spirea, light branching, not dense at the base. Ornamental sage, breathes well and doesn't produce deep shade. All these plants maintain airflow, light penetration, and open ground visibility. 3 things snakes absolutely avoid. 3. Ivy and creeping ground covers. If there is one group of plants that practically begs snakes to move in, it's ground covers. These plants form thick, carpet-like layers across the soil, creating the single most perfect environment for snakes to hide, rest, hunt, and even nest. Plants like English ivy periwinkle, vinca, creeping Jenny sweet potato vine, Pachysandra ajuga, lamium ground ivy, creeping Charlie, all grow fast, stay low, and spread aggressively. To snakes, these plants are basically real estate heaven. Under that dense, leafy carpet lies everything a snake could ever want. Constant shade, even the hottest sun barely penetrates the leaves. Sticky, cool moisture, ideal for keeping their skin hydrated tunnel-like spaces, perfect for hiding and moving unseen. Rodents and insects, a built-in food buffet. Zero predator visibility, owls, hawks, and cats can't spot them. To humans, creeping ground covers look neat and decorative. To snakes, they're the ground-level version of a luxury apartment complex. One of the biggest problems is how fast these plants spread. A small patch behind your shed can transform into a full yard takeover. And suddenly you have a massive, invisible network of snake highways under your feet. Even worse, ground cover plants make it nearly impossible to see a snake until you're standing right above it. Many homeowners only discover the problem when trimming, edging, or stepping into the plant bed, and something slithers away silently. Safer alternatives. Choose plants and landscaping styles that keep the ground visible. Great options include open, spaced-out perennials, bare soil with decorative stone, mulch-free garden beds, rock gardens, herb borders, gravel paths. These designs reduce hiding places dramatically and discourage snakes from lingering. 4. Thick mulch beds and wood-hugging plants. This one catches a lot of people off guard because the danger isn't just the plant, it's what's underneath it. Mulch, wood debris, and moist organic layers create a habitat snakes absolutely adore. Thick mulch layers, especially bark mulch, create cool pockets of air. Moist, soft soil beneath dark tunnels, snakes can crawl into perfect hunting zones for insects and rodents. Safe daytime hiding spots when you plant things like hostas, hydrangeas, ferns, coral bells, astilbe shade perennials, ground-hugging bushes, and surround them with thick mulch. You're essentially building a bunker for snakes. A completely hidden world where no one will disturb them. Add any of the following into the mix and the situation becomes even more inviting. Stacked firewood, old lumber bark, piles rotting logs, compost heaps damp leaf piles, piles of sticks or branches, tree stumps fallen, wet bark. Snakes love these structures. They offer both shelter and hunting opportunities. Rodents and insects live inside the wood. Snakes simply follow the food. Most homeowners don't realize they've created a snake sanctuary until they lift a piece of bark or move a log, and something moves. Snakes hide under mulch and wood debris during the day, then come out at night when the yard is quiet and temperatures drop. Safer alternatives include pea gravel, crushed granite river stones, lava, rock, deco, gravel, dry mulch alternatives, cacao shells, cork chips, rubber mulch. Not ideal, but less snake-friendly. Snakes hate crawling over sharp, jagged, or unstable surfaces because it makes movement uncomfortable and unsafe. A gravel border around your plants can act like a snake barrier. 5. Water-loving plants and pond edge vegetation. There's something magical about having a pond, fountain, or water feature in your garden. The gentle rippling, the reflective surfaces, the peaceful sounds. It all feels serene and natural. But here's the hidden truth. Water features are prime real estate for snakes. Anywhere there is water, there is life. And where there is life, frogs, insects, rodents, small fish, snakes are sure to follow. Certain plants that thrive along the edges of water, features, or in damp soil zones create exactly the kind of environment snakes dream about. These plants form dense clumps, broad leaves, and moist soil pockets that offer cool, shaded retreats. Some of the most common water-loving plants include elephant ears, cattails, reeds, canistero, water, hyacinth, water lilies. To the casual gardener, these plants are just lush and beautiful. But to snakes, they are secret hideouts, hunting grounds, and sun-shielded dens all rolled into one. The thick foliage of elephant ears or taro leaves creates a natural umbrella. Underneath, the soil remains cool and moist, even on the hottest summer days. Snakes can curl up, wait for prey, and move without being seen. The edges of ponds and fountains are especially dangerous. Snakes often linger here because the water attracts frogs, small fish, and insects. These areas provide both hydration and food sources. Basically, a luxury suite with all amenities included. Even in winter, these damp zones can remain relatively warm and protected, allowing some snakes to survive longer in mild climates. Safer alternatives. If you want the calming effect of water without inviting snakes, consider planting dry landscaping species nearby. Good options include sedum varieties, daylilies, Russian sage, echinacea, black-eyed Susans. These plants keep the soil relatively dry and do not create dense, shady pockets where snakes can hide, allowing you to enjoy your water features safely. 6. Fruit-producing plants and berry bushes. This is one of the most overlooked ways snakes enter your yard. Most people focus on flowers and foliage, but fruit-producing plants and berry bushes are a magnet for rodents, and rodents are a magnet for snakes. Anywhere you have plants that drop edible fruit, berries, or seeds, you are likely to attract mice rats, voles, squirrels, birds. Snakes are natural predators that follow these food sources. Once rodents establish themselves, snakes often move in silently, making their presence known only when something slithers across the lawn at night. Common plant culprits include berry bushes, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, mulberry trees, grapevines, fig trees, fruit trees that drop apples, pears, or peaches. Even worse, many fruit trees provide a shady canopy underneath, creating a perfect resting spot for snakes during the day. The combination of food above and shelter below makes them irresistible. Safer alternatives. You don't necessarily need to remove fruit plants entirely, but you should manage them carefully. Keep bushes and trees pruned to reduce dense shade under the canopy. Regularly clean fallen fruit from the ground to avoid attracting rodents. Avoid planting thick ground cover near the trunks. Maintain open, airy landscaping around fruit plants to discourage snakes from settling. By keeping the area clean and open, you significantly reduce the likelihood of snakes setting up residence. 7. Hostas, the #1 snake magnet. Hostas are widely loved for their lush foliage, bold leaves, and dramatic texture in shade gardens. They're gorgeous, easy to grow, and thrive in low-light conditions. But here's the truth. Hostas are snake magnets. Here's why snakes adore hostas. The broad leaves create huge cooling shade pockets, perfect for hiding. The soil underneath remains deep, dark, and moist, maintaining ideal microclimates. They provide cover for slugs and insects, which in turn attract snakes seeking food. The underside of the leaves is sheltered from predators and human observation. Their dense growth gives snakes a perfect nesting spot where they can remain undisturbed. A single hosta plant can provide a snake with all it needs to survive through the day and remain hidden from view. In fact, many gardeners only discover snakes when dividing or transplanting their hostas, when the protective leaf canopy is disturbed and something suddenly moves beneath it. Hostas are particularly hazardous because the leaves act like umbrellas, keeping the soil damp and cool even during high summer temperatures. That moisture retention makes them one of the most attractive plants for snakes in your entire yard. Safer alternatives. If you love foliage but want to keep your yard snake-free, consider replacing hostas with plants that have more open structures. Daylilies, Dianthus gaillardia, coral bells, heuchera, coneflowers. These plants allow air circulation, dry quickly after rain, and don't form dense, dark hiding places, which makes your yard less appealing to snakes.